Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Stranded Deep. My name is Splattercat, and I'm happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while. And let's compile our loot for a moment, shall we? It's going to be one of those coding days. You got to hang out and compile for a while. So anyways, this is what we got. We got a couple of water bottles. We're sick right now. We got like a hammer and some other goodies. I haven't really gotten around to chopping down the trees. I think we'll probably do like a bunch of exploration first, then we'll worry about making the base. But for right now, this is what we got. Unfortunately, we haven't been very lucky when it comes to bits and bobs that go into building the engine. The engine is the only thing that we have for right now. A little bit disappointed by that, but it's not something that couldn't turn around. I mean, obviously, if we put in a little bit of time and effort, I think we might be able to turn this one around. Ooh, free coconut. Yay. Who doesn't want a free coconut? So let's get ourselves sustained because it looks like our tummy is a-grumbling. And so what we need to do right now is we'll get our machete out since it's the only instrument that we have for coconut destruction. And we shall fight it with our saber of glory. I'm calling it a saber of glory from now on because it seems more awesome. We'll stab this right here. Okay. And then we shall make a little hole in the bottom of the coconut. There it is. There it is. No, I didn't want an undrinkable coconut. Damn it. Why are you in my inventory, green coconut? Away with you! Fly! Victory is mine. Anyways, let's go ahead and drink these. Some of these refill and sometimes they don't. I don't really know what determines that, but sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Anyways, we'll go right there. Alright, up in the air. Didn't work. Up in the air. Didn't work. Damn you. Why won't you break? I am too strong. You will never break me, fiend. Oh, God, you broke me. I've been broken. Ah, my friends, they are broken too. Up in the air with you, over my head. Sometimes I like to do it over the head, just like, have it land behind me. Like what? You know, it's got extra style points. I think it works out. Grab some coconuts here. I think we got 6 of these guys. We're probably going to have to eat quite a few of them to get our stomach filled back up. Yeah, probably all of them at this rate. So let's go ahead and start the counting. We'll go 2 right there. And that was a hell of a lot of coconut we just ate. I hope that, like, we don't have tummy problems later. Alright, well, whatever. We'll go ahead and let me hack up one more of these guys, I guess. It seems like maybe coconuts got nerfed slightly? I don't know. If you wanted to break your coconut open, by the way, you can. You don't have to throw it up in the air like I do. It's just a lot more fun that way. Like so. I mean, sometimes it doesn't break the first time. I tried for a while to do it like this, where I don't think it's velocity. Well, it might be. I don't know. I guess you can throw them like that. I had no luck the last time I did it, but it looks like it worked that time. What happens if I go out that way? Like, how come there's no islands in that direction? That is the oddest thing that I have ever seen. There are no islands to the east. Like, it's weird. Seriously, I've played this game a lot, and I've never seen that before. And so part of me just wants to, like, swim this way. Like, swim east and see what happens, and once it starts to get dark, we'll head back, maybe? I don't know. We need some kind of, like, land marker. We need to start generating more content or something. I think it uses a random level generator that until you trip the edges of the map, it doesn't generate more. And so we may have, like, a major chug that takes place here in just a minute. But I'm going to... There it is right there. See, it generated more islands for us. It generated more islands for us. Okay, so let me go back because I want to set out for back here, and I want to land just perfectly so that we can head back home. I should also bring something along with me. Actually, I got 3 machetes with me. That'll allow me to figure out what island I came from. I was wondering if something like that would happen. I'm pleased to see that it was indeed the case. I think I'll probably swim this one too. I feel like we move really fast in the water right now. I don't know if it's faster than the motorboat, but it's definitely pretty speedy. We've got so many jerry cans at the moment that I really want to finish the engine. Like, seriously, I'm stoked about it. The engine that is churning beneath the hood of this series is the engine that we need to get for our raft so that we can tootle all over the place. That's what I call just kind of like puttering merrily. Call it tootling. Be like, yay, we're tootling along. Putt, 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 putt. It's kind of like you would tootle in a golf cart that was fueled by, I don't know, kerosene or something. A kerosene-fueled golf cart? I don't think that's a thing. Either way, no matter what fuel you put inside your golf cart, my point here is that you tootle. It's like driving one of those cars that's shaped like a tick that only like one person can fit inside of. It's like a little tiny, like, half a phone booth that you drive with wheels on the sides. People drive those all over the place around here. I live in a place that has a lot of electric cars. Like, really, seriously, we're in the Guinness Book of World Records. But anyways, there's a lot of electric cars around this area. And so, nonetheless, there's these little cars that everybody's driving that are like, it's like a phone booth cut in half with 4 wheels on it. And so anyways, if you know what a phone booth is anymore, that reference might be dating me. But still, Still, back to the story. You would tootle in that because driving does not look cool, and tootling is not cool. Tootling is just kind of like getting around in kind of like a frivolous and humorous manner. So anyways, I would call it tootling if you were riding on the backs of seals or something like that too, with like a funny look on your face. I suppose that tootling could be dictated simply by like what pose you're in. I hope there's no sharks around. That would totally suck. I'm hoping there's not. We should be alright, though. We're swimming pretty fast right now. I don't think there's a need for the raft anymore. We could probably, like, scavenge it for parts. I was always hoping that you'd be able to update the raft a little bit more. I liked the old raft graphic. There used to be an old raft that had, like, a roof on it and stuff, and I wish that that one was still in the game. Those are actually the ones that you would find standard on most, like, big boats. These are these big circular rafts, anyways, that have a roof on them, and they got, like, a rain catch on the top. Anyways... And cruise ships, they have pretty cool ones that are basically like little submarine-y things that have like GPS locators on them and everything. So if you have to disembark like a cruise ship or whatever, it's already like on the government's radar. They'll come get you pretty quick. I don't know how frequently that happens. Typically it's due to pirates or something like that from what I understand. But I'm going to go this direction. We're going to the west, right? Are we going to the east right now? Sun's going up, so we're going to the east. So anyways, now that I got my directions all sorted out, we need to find a compass or something. That would make my life ridiculously easier because then I could just plot a heading every single time that I leave, and I wouldn't have to worry about getting lost anymore. It looks like this island's super small. This one might not be the island that we're looking for. I don't know. I always say bad things about small islands, but they just don't tend to do anything for me. They tend to, like, not have enough stuff. Alright, little island. What's going on in your hemisphere? What's going on over here, little island? I think that's the island we came from right there, so we'll probably want to mark that somehow. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I'll throw down a machete right there just to sort of like denote the location. A hopping machete, or machete is hainted. Alright, well let's find some bubbles, shall we? There's some bubbles way out there. I can see them right now, and since it's daytime, it's going to be a little bit tougher to hunt them down. But until we get to the bottom of this and we get ourselves a boat, it's going to be difficult to collect materials for building like a super awesome badass base. And so one thing at a time. And a bucket of seawater. Don't need any more buckets. We already got a couple of them. We've got an axe. We don't have one of those yet, so that's nice. That'll be a surefire upgrade. It doesn't fire anything. It doesn't also catch on fire. It's not flammable, but you know what I mean. You get what I'm referring towards. I also wish we could find... Actually, aren't there like above-ground cities or something like that right now? I thought they added something like that to the game where there are going to be like above-ground cities. I don't know. We haven't found one yet, but I'm sure we will eventually. There's like these big, I don't know, pontoon cities or something. Alright, so with some careful looking, actually we might be able to do it from a tree a little bit better too. Hopefully we don't fall. So that's the one we just went to. I don't see one right there. It kind of looked like it might have been one for a second. Let me get a better view real fast. Doesn't look like we have a whole lot of wrecks here. This might have been a bust. This may have not been our best decision. Well, as normally I like a good bust. As of right now, this would not be the bust that we were looking for. Let's go and check. What is this? You got anything for me? You got nada. Well, then I send you away from my presence, sir, for you lack nobility. You lack nobility and poise. Well, damn. That sort of sucks. I guess we'll try another island, won't we? I guess we'll try another island, like maybe... Wow. I don't think that's ever happened before where I've been to an island that had nothing. Rough island. Real rough island. Well, I'll grab some sticks and things like that, and we'll try and make this a multi-hop trip. Maybe we'll use this time... Mark some locations here, because I gotta make sure that we can make it back to the place that we came from before we go back. So there's our island right there. I'd like this machete to be facing a little bit better. I mean, as long as it's vaguely pointed in the right direction, I don't care. I do wish there was rotational controls and whatnot. Like, I wish that you could actually, like, use the mouse wheel or something to rotate the machete around. I don't know, get it in the direction that you want. I guess that works right there. If it keeps hopping around, though, it might, like, fall off while we're away, and that would be upsetting to me. There, my scimitar-shaped friend. Why are you hopping towards the ocean like that? Don't do that. What the hell? Settle. I demand that you settle. Weird-ass haunted machete. It's got many frogs on it or something. I'm like, well, I am half frog. That is so weird how it won't, like, settle. And so anyways, that's our island right there. There. Now, if you will just stay, we should be good. Awesome. Pirate net. That was an awfully... I don't know if you want to go back and pause that, but that was a weirdly phallic arrangement right there. The 2 stones and the stick. Maybe it was just me having a dirty mind, but you can go back and look. I wasn't going to bring it up, but, you know, well, it's there. I suppose that next we go to this island over here. Wow, you can't even see our island over there. That's a little bit unnerving. Alright, we'll go to this one next. I'm sure this will turn out alright. Burb! Alright, so my biggest hope is that this island won't be duty like the last one. The last island, you disappoint me. You know what, go to your corner right now because I can't look at you anymore. But hopefully this island will be one that will actually bear us some fruits. And not just like coconut. Does a coconut count as a fruit? Or like, what is a coconut? Huh? It doesn't have seeds inside of it, so I assume it's not a fruit. Does it just count as a nut? Like a big-ass nut? Like, is it literally named? These are things that you never think about until you're playing a game. I went back to my own island, didn't I? I went back to my own island. Damn. So I went back in the wrong direction. That sort of works out, though, because I don't really care about it that much. It worked out vaguely. So anyways, let's chop up some logs for a little while. I think it's a decent idea to sort of like bypass time. We got a weird map this time on our playthrough. Like, seriously, got a very, very weird map. And unfortunately, I don't really know what else to do with it. So we'll continue to chop some wood for a second while I look around and figure out what I want to do. I don't know, I'm pondering right now. When I ponder, I need to do menial tasks like chopping trunks. So there it is, all the elephants in the room looking super nervous. They'll be like, whoa, 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 whoa. I always understand there would be an elephant in this room during the episode, but I didn't know there was going to be some trunk chopping. That seems to be a little bit precarious and nerve-wracking, don't you think? I don't know if that's going to be like completely and totally necessary, but still, until we find a compass, damn, we are just having, this is the worst map ever. I would not recommend playing this seed. This seed is weak. This seed is real weak. So for right now, we're stuck. Until we get a compass, we're hosed because there's no way for me to navigate or tell where I'm going until we have a compass. Otherwise, I have to wait for nightfall every single time just to see where the sun is rising and whatnot to make sure that I'm going east or west. And so the unfortunate thing here is that we're basically at the behest of this little blue object that we need to find. And it's disappointing because the series that I lost before I filmed this one, I had like 8 of the damn things. They were all over the place. And so now, let's just go out here. I mean, we just got to start going to some islands, I guess. We have no big choice. We pretty much just need to get our swim on and make sure that we're getting the things looked at that need to be looked at. Otherwise, this is just going to drag forever. And so I'll see you there. I promise that we're going to find an island with a bounteous bounty here. It's been like, oh my god, just jumping all over the place trying to find a place that has something to loot. We're in a little bit of trouble right now. It's a barren world out here. It is very, very difficult to find the things that we need. I think we got lucky with the first couple islands, and after that, it sort of set the tone of the pitch. Whatever it set, at this point, I'm just kind of getting desperate. I just want to find something. I love that rock right there, that island with that rock on it. That's badass. I would love to put like a beacon or some kind of fire on top of that so that you would know where you were going when you're trying to navigate around. Alright, so new island. We're on an island now. This island is the new island. I'll throw that on the floor. Turn it a little bit. And so there it is. That's our island. I'll come back and get that other machete in just a minute. I left my other machete on the other island if you're wondering where it went. It was the machete, and so I'm not going to bring it along. We got some more cloth. Man, we are just getting busted on some of this stuff, aren't we? Alright, well, we've got more band-aids than we could ever possibly use. I suppose I should get to work wounding myself over and over and over again, because it seems to be the only way we're ever going to work our way through all of these bandages that I have. We've got a spot over there. We need to be a little bit careful because when I was swimming over here, there was definitely a shark in the water. It stopped, and it didn't follow us, so I don't think we're in too big a danger. Well, there he is right there. Never mind. Like, I don't think we're in too big a danger, but, you know, there's a shark around. Right in front of us, inside the wreck that we're trying to dive down inside of. Inside the cabinet, yet another band-aid, just in case you were looking for such a thing. Feels odd to me that there's no shark music right now. Huh. Are we totally positive there's a shark around here? Maybe I'm just overreacting and freaking out. Ooh. They said he was quite handy. Another bucket of seawater. Yay. More objects that we already have way too much of. Another lantern, at least that's slightly useful. We've got a hard case over here with yet another flashlight. God, we are just getting so many duplicates right now. I have never had this kind of bad luck before in this game, like seriously. We are getting wounded right now by this stuff, and it's making it so that we're just going around in circles doing the same thing over and over and over again, which disappoints me. It removes my point and makes it quite dull. Go back to land real fast. I think that for right now... Yeah, there's definitely a shark out there. He just doesn't seem to be that interested in us. There's another bubble spot right there. So let's go investigate. I don't actually think he's that interested in us. I think he's realized that we just like outrun him every single time he's become discouraged. Just deep down he's saying like, oh, I am unable to accomplish my principal function in nature, and now I am disappointed. Very, very disappointed. What is this right here? It's a new rec graphic. What do we have? Oh, there's a toolbox right there. What's in there? A label wait, what? A label maker? What are these rocks? We need some rocks. Get a label maker. Hell yeah. Now I can stamp things with funny names. At least that'll help me move things into the future with this series. Like, well, what did you want to name your machete? I'm like, well, I was thinking Stanley. That seems to work out pretty well. But, you know, you can call it whatever you want. Miguel the machete. That works out pretty well, too. Although that sounds like a threatening brigand who hides out in the jungle and fights with people. Miguel the machete. Yeah, definitely. I'm going to have to incorporate that into my next short story. I don't know. I'm just joking. Or I have no idea what I'm talking about any time that I play this game. So what does this actually, like, do? The Tillian label maker. I can rename the tree. Oh, that's not what I wanted to push. What did I just push? Oh, hell. There we go. Lamest. I think I may have broke it. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to label this tree. Hold on. Lamest tree ever. Ah, you're now the lamest tree ever. How does that feel to you right now? Are you destroyed internally? Is your entire life ruined? Oh, and it has no durability. I could use it as much as I want. I could tell this is going to be a blast. So let's look around for some more stuff to label. I'm going to label a shark. Where's a shark at? I see bubbles out there. And there's a shark. Where's the shark at? I want to label the shark. Can I label a fish? Ah, I can label the fish too. This is the best thing ever. Oh, this is the best day of my life. I'm so happy right now. I don't even care that we don't have other treasure. I'm just going to label things for the next 30 episodes. I definitely see some bubbles like way the hell out there. Whether or not we'll be able to get to them though. I noticed in the patch notes there was a label maker in there, and they're like, added a label maker so people can rename things if that's their thing. Like, it seemed like the developers didn't understand it, but people wanted it, so they're like, alright, we'll put in a label maker. If you put it in multiplayer, it's actually a pretty useful tool. Oh, hell. That's way down there, isn't it? Well, damn. Or maybe I missed it. Did I go too far past it, or were there two? Oh, I went too far past it. Okay. There we go. Now we found it. I was like, that got a little bit dark, deep, and terrifying way too quickly. I don't think I'm okay with this. Ah. Hey, there's the fuel tank. I can't loot any of this right now, so, you know, more morphine, just in case. It's morphine instead of less fiend. We've got flare guns, buckets. Okay. Let's go back up to the surface real fast. I'm going to dump off some of this loot. We'll come back out to this one in just a moment because this one seems to be pretty lucrative for us. This is going to be the sort of thing that might elevate us a little bit. We got another part for the engine. That's pretty cool. I just want the motorboat so that I can get in between islands really quickly without having to make cuts. That's like the biggest thing for me, is so that I can just be like, and just like get all over the place super fast. It's one of my favorite things in the entire game. I wish you could put multiple on one boat. That would be even better. Maybe I should leave the stuff next to the machete. Make this whole like thing a little bit easier to navigate. I don't even remember where I left the machete at this point. I'll look around for it. There it is. I name you the Machete of Truth. No. No! Wrong button. Damn it. Now I gotta do this thing again. There we go. I'm gonna call you the Machete of Directionality. There it is, the Machete of Directionality. Oh my god, this is the greatest. Why didn't they add this into the game sooner? I'm going to name this crab right here. Frank. It's Frank the Crab. You guys want to hang out with Frank the Crab? What's your name? Your name could be Agnes. You're like, oh man, I'm a dude. I'm like, sucks to be you, bro. Only got one label. This one's name can be Beatrice. Like, once again, I have a penis, but you know, whatever. That's cool. I guess I could just be Beatrice. It's alright. This one we can name Aardvark. We're going to confuse the biologists. It's a crab named Aardvark. Hooray, Beatrice. This is the stupidest invention ever. Oh my god, I love this. It's like changing my life right now. One step at a time. You can name a stick if you want to. Oh man. I love the freedom that is presented by this object. It makes me happy. Still, I think I may have lost my bubbles over there, so we probably want to go back and find that. Machete of Directionality, where are you? Machete of Directionality, why have you forsaken me? Where are you? There it is. Alright, Machete of Directionality. I'm going to need you to watch this Band-Aid Also this. Maybe that. Yep, one of those two. Yep, take that too. Why not? Label maker, I can't. Nope. Label maker has to come with me. Just in case the need arises suddenly. Was it that one right there? I think it was that one right there. Let's go for it. Dive! I love diving, and my problem nowadays is that everybody's so paranoid about getting hurt that you're not allowed to dive anywhere. Like, seriously, the last 5 pools I've been to, they're like, man, no diving allowed. Also, no fun. I'm like, ugh. Like, the pool here, we have a pool at our apartment complex, and you're not allowed to have beer around the pool. You're not allowed to have, like, anything. It's lame. It's like, well, then. It's got a deep end, but you're not allowed to dive into it, which is like, well, then why bother having a deep end in the first place? I'm not trying to be a dick right now, but you have a deep end. The deep end serves a function, and that function is called allowing me to dive in like a badass. Another air tank right there. There we go. Refill my oxygen. Clean your floors with oxygen with Billy Mays. I forgot that Billy Mays died. Now I'm sad. I'm sad and disappointed. Sad and disappointed. Back up to the surface, and I think this is probably a good spot to break off the episode. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here as I look. Is that a separate set of bubbles right there? What? Can it be? Or is that the same set of bubbles? It's the... Damn it. It's the same set of bubbles. I am so bad at navigating at night. Anyways, I'll see y'all later. Hi to everybody.